Alright, so Big Red is pretty good, pretty mean, pretty fast. It's had a lot of stuff done to it over the years, or actually it's maybe a year and a half or so. So I'm going to do a full overview on it, starting probably with the hood. It's a factory hood, but it's had a couple things done to it. Under the hood, well, if you look on the side, it says 18.5. 18.5 intake. Under the hood, it's actually a 19.5 OPI. Go over a couple things on it. It has this plastic piece from an LT1000 and a fan on the flywheel. And the hood would have sucked air through that vent and that vent through some plastic. It would have been completely covered on top. But if you look, that's the shroud. So put this on. This is the old mesh from this engine. It has an 18 horse mesh on it now. So that lets it suck extra cold air into the engine, lets it run cooler, works good. Top cover is missing. I have it over there, but this allows it to pull more air in. Also replaced the choke the other day because the carburetor had a bent choke. Runs really good now. Simple gas pedal here. Let me see, that's just a piece of pipe. 1/2-inch bolt. Pulls through the old deck cable. Bolted to the frame. Looped around up here. Back to carb. Pretty simple. Simple stuff. New battery, whatever. As you can see, this also has this header. Pretty much it's just two pieces of pipe off of a simple muffler. Cut off and ran into one 2-inch pipe. And that runs, and you see it goes down, just shoots out the side. It's also got this temp gauge. It doesn't even get past 150 under there, so that's what you want. No throttle, just a simple choke. Let's go over the wheels and tires on this thing. Those are LT3000 front wheels with new tires on them. This is a DLT3000. Pretty much I had crappy dry rotted tube tires. We put these on because it came off the mower we weren't mowing with. It was just parked in the shed. No bearings, just grease and bushings. Really smooth, no issues with that actually. In the back it's LT1000 hydro wheels. And again, new tires. Those are 15 6x6. Those are 20 8x8. Really good. Good tires. Drives really good. Nothing wrong with that. The gas tank is something really nice about this mower. It's a DLT 3000, right? And it has this. You can see. It's not got much gas in it. But it's got a massive rear mount tank. Look at that. I think it's like 3.5 gallons, 4 gallons. Huge, whatever it is. And the seat's coming apart up here a little bit. Probably could just dump something in there, but I mean, it's not coming off. Pretty simple. Nothing crazy, actually. It's mostly stock other than the gas pedal and the exhaust sticking out the hood. It does have this nice shifter knob. This nicer shifter knob. That shifter knob came off the big in here because it would have had a deck engagement handle here, but it revved on the 22s before the 27s were even on. So we took all that off, all the linkage out. And I took a handle like this and threaded it on here. It was really hard to get on, and it's not going anywhere, so. While we're back here looking at the transmission. The transmission is a mildly built MST206. I'm going to push it forwards a little bit here so I can show you. It's got this for a flag holder on the hitch too, but you see the RTV sealant coming out of the case. And then MST206 545C. All that's been done to it is, whoa, rust all leaking out there, huh? Okay. Anyways, it's internally oil filled from the factory with pretty thick gear oil. I took that thick gear oil out and put 5W30 so it slings around in there more at high speeds, and it works really smooth, shifts good. And from the factory, I have another 206 up here on the shelf actually. Here's a stock 206, right? Right here in the case, there's little slots for bearings, but there's no bearings in the case from the factory. So I installed some bearings in it, specifically these ones. Real smooth. They're grease-filled bearings, but I took the bearing seals out so the oil slinging in the transmission gets in there, so that it stays relatively cool with thin oil and less friction. It also has a new bowl gear from a different transmission. Now, of course, the main thing on this mower that makes it so unique is the pulley swaps underneath. Under here, ooh, looks like a crank seal might be leaking a little bit or something. Anyways, I need a different size belt. This is a 90-inch. I think I need an 89 because this is going way too far over. It actually hits the belt guard there, and I can hear it rubbing on the pulley. And there's little marks on it. Pretty much, the factory pulley was a 3.5. I put a 6-inch on. Here's my belt guard. It's all welded up, real nice and close. That belt is not falling off. Close over here. Now you can see where the belt, before the guards were on there, where it fell off and rubbed on the pulley, cut itself. Yeah, that's not good. To make a 6-inch fit, it went from a 3.5 idler to a 2 3/8 idler. And I mean, it's close. And then that runs back to a 2-inch. And they're both cast iron pulleys. Real heavy cast iron ones. Whoa. Leaking oil, it looks like. Yeah, this engine's on its way out. It had an 18 horse hoppy in it when I got it. And I blew that one up with a blue connecting rod. So I swapped in the 19.5. There's no real horsepower gains. They're both 42 cubic inch engines. If you don't believe me. .42 E707, 42 cubic inch, 694 cc. Here's the 18 horse 42 2707, 694 cc. They were both the exact same, but I blew the 18 horse up and put this one in. And after fixing that choke, this engine definitely gained some power, because if I had it push to the floor in third gear, it'd probably hit 5,000. It's guaranteed hitting 5.5 or 6,000 now. So it's definitely pretty sweet. I mean, I'd recommend, if you're doing something like this, be careful on it. It's pretty fun though. If you're wondering about engines, if that 19.5 blows up, I have a 16.5 pressure lube one, 42 cubic inch, and I have another 19.5, but as you can see, it's taken apart. Whoa, what is that? Oh, that's just casting. As you can see, it's all taken apart. And see the rods? I mean, everything is good. It looks good in there. It's clean. But holy crap. Ooh. There's a little bit of scoring on the cylinder wall and a bit of a lip. I guess it sat for a while. But yeah, I plan on taking this one apart, taking the other head off, putting new seals in it, new back seal, because I believe this one ripped. Yeah, well, maybe. Nah, it's still not. It needs replaced anyways. But yeah, so it's going to get New seals, ported, put back together. And eventually, I think I'm not going to put a built engine in Big Red because I plan on selling the custom cruiser and selling it and trading for a LT 2000. Slam it in the back, stretch it, slam it in the front. And take the front axle off, bolt it on right there in the middle, and then put some more bolts through it. So it's going to be heavy duty, strong, cut and extend it, everything like that, you know. So after doing that, Big Red's just going to be for fun here, but that one's going to be for riding around town because I need to go around corners. Pretty much Big Red was just for fun. Still is. Oh, it's so fun. But yeah, there's the full overview on this beast. Dang it. Should not have touched that engine. Because I think I touched that. That's what it was. Something you might not know about these Oppas too is you want about 2,000 RPM idle. Because if your idle is lower than 2,000, here's a good example actually. Your oil slinger is somewhere around here, low down in the block. That's to sling oil into this rod. It's such a far distance that if your idle is too low, it just will starve that top rod and it'll kill the engine. So, but it's a really good, reliable, fast mower. I mean, it'll do 50 or more miles an hour down the road in about half mile straight maybe. And it's downhill. So with a mile straight, it'll do pretty good.